You are now listening to the sounds of Dr. B's Spot, a production of Bowden Enterprise Services, LLC. Join the podcast where love and life topics are discussed surrounding spiritual connection, relationships, finance, and becoming a better you through elevation. And now, here's your host, spiritual advisor and behavioral health clinician, Dr. B.
Welcome back to another episode of Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life, the podcast where we talk about all things love, life, and spirituality. I'm your host, your spiritualist, your therapist, Dr. B. We are back in business and back in action. Thank you for tuning in once again and listening to my content. It is much appreciated. Let's get to it. Today's topic is called Simply Thank You. Now, I have a question. Have you ever been in the midst of a storm in your life where you're trying to figure out your path direction? You are seeking clarity and vision because your spirit is not in sync with your mind. They are misaligned. So, you're uneasy of where you're going and what you're doing. Sometimes you turn to your friends, you turn to your family, or a random listening ear for their input so that you could take in the information they've given you and gather the parts that were seen to benefit you. There's an old saying about eating the meat but spitting out the bones. This was the intention that you had. But as you move forward within the process, the advice of those around you did not necessarily provide what you were seeking within yourself. You want to know why. It's because the answer lies within you. So as you are breaking away from old patterns of seeking guidance, sometimes you need to sit with yourself in silence and in perfect peace. Allow your brain to activate and formulate your own thoughts. Your spirit will begin to unravel the indecisiveness and anguish, the dissatisfaction, the unhappiness, the bitterness. You have now activated and meditated on you and you alone. Simply thank you is for those that couldn't provide happiness for you because you had to seek it for yourself. Simply thank you is for the satisfaction that you didn't provide because now, the satisfaction that they didn't provide, because now you're realizing that you were enough to make your dreams a reality. Simply thank you has now stepped into life, making you decisive, and things you were confused about are now clear. This is something that another couldn't present to you. You had to find it within yourself. Simply thank you is for the mental clarity that you have stepped into now, being a visionary of your life's purpose. Simply thank you is for the sweetness you gain from being bitter and reacting to the polar opposite. Simply thank you that you are not the same person you used to be. You have a better, or have become a better version of yourself. Simply thank you. You have turned your pain into purpose and you didn't give up. Simply thank you to all the people along the way who pushed you to the point of where you are now. That means the haters, the envious, the jealous, the corrupt, the backstabbers, the naysayers, those who wanted to see you fall, those that watched you fall, those that didn't encourage you enough, those that gave faulty advice, those that tricked you for their gains, those that were selfish, those that were dismissive. We simply say, thank you. When you had adversity against you, your back was against the wall, you may have been weak, you may have stumbled, and in some cases you did fall. It didn't stop you from your purpose. It didn't stop you from leveraging your thoughts and working on becoming a better you. When times got tough, you kept persevering. You let life happen so that you could have this joyous moment right here, right now. And say that you've made it to the other side. Some people, they really doubted that you would make it. As they watch from the sidelines while persecuting you and your dreams, you and your visions, you and your goals. Small-minded folks don't have the capacity just yet to expand their horizons, so they couldn't even fathom that you were envisioning because it didn't align with their purpose. When you stay steadfast on your journey, there's not a living soul that can stop you. Even when there are stumbling blocks, those are there for a reason. You have to master the obstacle course. Who said life was easy and was going to be smooth sailing? You had to pass the test to test yourself. Simply thank you. To those who did support and uplift you in your darkest moments and saw all the mistakes you made, but they kept loving you and encouraging you, shown mercy upon your failures, or even believed in what you were doing despite the blocks they may have witnessed. But they seen your divine drive and recognized your vision. Some actually rode the way with you because they could actually see through the rose-colored glasses that others couldn't. Those people deserve a simply thank you. Be thankful for your life. Be thankful that you are still here on this earth to continue living your best life. Even when things are not the way they should be in your mind, you're being guided and led. Let the words of your mouth and the meditation of your heart be acceptable in the one above sight. Your strength comes from that, so you may be redeemed. Well, listeners, we've come to the end of this segment. I hope there was something here to help uplift your spirits as you tuned in. Thank you for listening to Dr. B's Spot, Love and Life. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, please subscribe, please leave a review. Look for me on popular social media platforms. Be blessed with less stress. Love, Dr. B.
Join us next time at Dr. B's Spot, where we dive into the real deal of love and life by tapping into your body, mind, and spirit. Don't forget to like, rate, and comment on each podcast that we drop. For all upcoming shows, reach Dr. B and all she has to offer on BowdenEnterprise.com and social media outlets under the moniker Bowden Enterprise Services. Peace and blessings to you and yours. We are out.